Got some lights today. What's up, everybody? If you can hear me good, in the chat so I don't start rambling and nobody can hear me. Let's get started. Yep, we good? Good to go. Perfect. That's what I need. Excellent. All I need was the green light. Well, let's get started. I guess people could watch this on the playback. I saw in my last video, it was nobody in there last week when I shot the video. And then when I looked at the playback just a couple days later, like at one of my highest views. So it was like, you just never know. You know what I mean? So I just keep cranking them out. Anyway, so first thing, we're talking about working out with a purpose. Okay. And what I mean with working out with a purpose is not just working out and not having any clue on, what to do, what you're trying to do, but you have to be self-motivated in the first place. So if you're you'll at least go in the gym, you'll at least work out, like you'll be in there. That's not your problem. It's more of the, I'm going through the motions right now. That's good enough. And that's great because at least you got the desire, the confidence to even keep on going in the gym. So that's amazing. As long as you have that, then, you're good to go. You don't have to think so hard. You know what I mean? All you need to do is just start doing all the right things because the combination of the want to go in there and the doing all the right things is what's going to make you have that, that phenomenal frame. Okay. So the second thing is you got to be open to suggestions. So, a lot of times people can't tell you anything, you know what I mean? And you'll be one of those people where it's like, I'm working out, and I'm just doing what I do and I know what I'm doing. I got my own program. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But if you're not open to suggestions, then you'll never be able to make any progress because sometimes, other people can see what you can't see. And a lot of times you can't see what's on your own frame because you're living in it. You know what I'm saying? You've been with it for so long. So it's very hard for you to make the adjustment. But if you have somebody from the outside looking in, telling you, from a healthy standpoint, hey, this is where you need to make improvements at. And, if you take that advice, that can really help you, but if you're like, oh, no, I know what I'm doing already. And you one of those people that, that you got that limited mindset, then no, there's no space for you to getting in crazy shape. You're just going to pretty much keep on hitting that same wall, So be open to suggestions, be coachable, be able to be receptive, to feedback. And if you can do those things, and you know that about yourself, because I'm sure this is probably hit home because this is real life. People are really like this, where it's like, they think they know everything already and you can't help them with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like we all know somebody like that. And so if that's the case, then, there's no room for you. Hopefully you can watch this video and be like, I want that person. Yeah, you probably are that person. You know what I'm saying? So if you are that guy, change that, be more open-minded so that, you can start making real improvements, because you got to be creative and you got to try multiple things in order to make improvements like that. All right. The next thing is sometimes we do certain exercises for years and never really know why. And, if you've been doing those exercises for years and they're getting you in better shape, they're making you actually look good, then okay, keep on doing them. But if you've been doing some exercises for years and you don't even like see the real results in them, I mean, like think about it like this. Do y'all ever go to the gym and you'll see a guy who he does the same routine? He's going to bench press. He's going to do something on the shoulder machine. He's going to do something on his legs. He's going to work out, but it's never enough. Like, it's just like, I did this, but it wasn't enough to really make progress. It's more one of those things where I'm in here every single day, but I never really did enough to make the change. You know what I'm saying? Maybe outside of here, I'm not, or maybe, I come in here and I'm doing all the right things, but I'm just not making the progress, whatever it is. Sometimes it's that, like, you got to change it up. You know what I'm saying? And so, that's one of those things that really deter you because you have to know why you're doing what you're doing. You may just be doing it aimlessly. And if you don't have a very specific reason for why you're doing it, then it's not going to be helpful. And, a lot of people like to bench press, and bench pressing isn't just the pinnacle of building a great chest. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of other exercises that you can do to get a great chest, and it don't start with bench pressing. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, when you fall in love with certain things, you kind of know why you're doing it. Because if if you're gonna fall in love with something, fall in love with something that benefits you in the long term. Like my thing is, I fell in love with pull-ups. Right? Some people fall in love with doing squats. You fall in love with your legs, you normally have a great set of legs. You know what I'm saying? I fell in love with doing pull-ups. I got a pretty good back. Some people fall in love with doing chest, and they don't even have a good chest. And so my thing is like, if you're gonna fall in love with something, make it work to where it benefits you. Don't just be working out on that thing and not even seeing the progress. You see what I'm saying? So that's where we at. Bluto, you said you feel like it's just so many different opinions, advice programs, etc., out there online to the point where a beginner like me doesn't even know where to start or if he's doing the right thing. And that's fair. That's very fair. And I'm gonna get to that in a second, but follow along with me because I'm gonna make a comment on that next. You know what I'm saying? So follow along. All right. So the next thing is, here's the question: what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the F are you doing for real? Like, what are you even in the gym for? Like, are you in there wasting time? Or are you in there legitimately trying to get in shape? You know what I'm saying? Like let's stop BSing. Like, let's put the BS aside. Are you really trying to get busy? Or are you in there kind of just, I'm going here after work because it's part of my routine and I just like being around and I high five everybody who's in the gym. Hey, Greg. Hey, Johnny, how you doing over? Like, if you that guy, come on. You know what I'm saying? But if you in there getting busy, okay. So you're in there for a reason. Now, if you're gonna be in there getting busy, the question is, you got to do all the right things now. You gotta kind of put your binoculars on or your tunnel vision on and start doing everything just right. Because if you can do that, if you can kind of tunnel vision yourself in the gym like that, you'll be on to great things because it's the mindset first. That's all you need. As long as you got the mindset coupled with the doing the correct exercises for what you need at the moment, to the moon. You know what I mean? To the moon. So here's the answer to your question, right? You have to get some type of advice based on what you want to look like. So there's so many different, there's so much different advice out there. There's all this content, there's all these influencers, there's all these different guys, and you can't look like somebody else's body. You know what I'm saying? Like, I came out my mother and my father. Like, you look like a kid that came out my mother, my father. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna like what you gonna like. So, but there is a look though to what a exercise program will give you. So, for example, like with me, y'all might see my workout programs and see how my body is and say, okay, well, that comes from a bodybuilding style workout program. Okay, so then you follow along with a person who looks like a bodybuilding style. If you follow somebody who looks like they run or one of those guys who does like cross training or something like that, where they do like a lot of squats and like the plyometrics and some weight training and like in-home workouts and like when they do weight stuff, those guys have a certain body too. You know what I'm saying? I personally I'm a fan of it, but I'm not a fan of it. Like, it's great muscle. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that's not aesthetic about that look for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I like the taper. I don't like the everything's all muscle, because you can't wear certain outfits. And I know for me, like, I like to wear certain things, so I wouldn't want to have my quads nasty big like that. You know what I'm saying? On my, because I just wouldn't want to look like that. But that's that's on them. Each his own. If you want to look like that, go for that. If you have that height and that shape, and you see that, okay, this is what power lifters look like when they go hard. I'm gonna start working out with power lifters. Just know you're not gonna have any abs, and so maybe you're fine with that. That I don't have no abs, but I work out with power lifters. Look, everybody has a different category and a different look that they do. So when you kind of find that person who you like, you stick with them, and you kind of just ride it out because everything works. And a lot of times I'll get comments or questions in here, and people will say, well, hey, I'm doing this program. What do you think about it? And I'm like, well, that man gave you that program. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all works. Everything works at the end of the day. Like, it's all, like there's so many ways to skin a cat. It's going to work for you. But if it's something ridiculous, and I'm going to say, come on now, you can't do that. But a lot of times, you get a program and you want to do it. And, the program is overwhelming. And it's like, I got to eat all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to eat how many times a day in order to get this done? And so and like my stomach can't take that, even though I'm 195, 200. Somebody says, okay, you got to eat all these calories to get big starting tomorrow. Man, I'm gonna be hurting. You know what I mean? Like my stomach just, it has to take time to get used to that. Like your stomach got to expand, take time to get used to that. Or if and conversely, if you have to lose weight, sometimes you have to get used to not eating as much. You know what I'm saying? And then your stomach got to come down because you'll be like, man, I'm hungry. If you're on a diet or something like that, you'll be super hungry, but your body is not really super hungry. It's just that your stomach is so stretched out that it needs more food, and it's used to having more food in order to get full. And so you got to recondition yourself. You know what I mean? So all that comes into play. But once you find the type of style of what you want to look like, go and get guided by that style. Like for me, I found out that I wanted to look like a 70s bodybuilder, right? At the end of the day, I started doing everything I could to figure that out. I started looking up old stuff on old school bodybuilding, what they would do. I started really cracking down and visualizing their physiques and seeing what they had that the new bodybuilders don't have. Because I'm like, okay, well, if these new bodybuilders look like this and the old ones look like this and I look like this, how can I get somewhere close to these older ones? I could, if in 2021 I could look like a 1970s bodybuilder, that's cool. I could live with that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you could have taken me right now and dropped me off in the 70s and be like, hey, you fit in. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine with that. I don't have to be, amazing right now because of course these dudes are elite. You know what I'm saying? And I got other stuff that I want to do in my life. I'm not trying to sit there. I just got to work out every day. Oh my God. Like I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I got a real life. So, like I like that look. I like that those dudes used to have off seasons and some of them were real school teachers and they had things that were going on. And so for me, I started, looking at bodies that were like that and trying to figure out what they were doing, what they were eating. Maybe they were eating less. Maybe they were, were they really stuffing their mouths with food? Did they take all these different supplements back then? Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. You know what I'm saying? So, it takes time. And once you kind of figure out what stage you're in, then you can follow that process. But you can't start off if you're a beginner with with an intermediate type of style. And you can't start off if you're intermediate with like a beginner style, because what sometimes happens is you might actually be strong and be ready to go, but then you get a program that's like for somebody who's way beneath you. You know what I mean? And now you're doing these light workouts and stuff, and you don't really know where to start because it's like, this is nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go. And that's how I was when I first started working out. Like they were giving me stuff. I had trainers and they were giving me stuff. And I was like, this is nothing. Like, why are y'all playing with me? Put some weight on here so we can get busy. And they was like, yo, you a beginner. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a beginner, but you know what I'm saying? Let's go. I'm not trying to be here all day. Like, let's get big, So my mindset and my ego kind of pushed me into like, like, let's go. Like, I want it all. Like, give me all my coins, give me all my chips. Let's get busy. Because if I'm gonna be in here, I want to utilize my time. I want to look like something. I'm not in here to play. And so, you got to have that type of mindset if you want to do it, And so once you figure out what it is, you stick to it. You get busy with that thing, The next thing is you have to have a reason that continues to motivate you to go harder. I know a lot of times, like, we'll fall in love with, the idea of, okay, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna start working out every day. I'm gonna get, pretty consistent with doing this. But if you don't have a continuous reason, like an underlying, it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be vain, but it kind of has to be vain. Like, you got to understand when it comes to recreating your body, it is it's a symbol for your character, because some people can be born with a great body, right? And then God just gave them a great body, and it is what it is. They don't maybe they don't even appreciate it, but they just use it and flaunt it, whatever. But some people got to work for that thing, and when you work for your body and you earn it, it makes you understand. You have more discipline. You start taking things more seriously because okay, well, I don't want to go against the grain and do what I know doesn't work. It just starts to change you in certain things in your lifestyle. And so once you start getting used to that, your whole life changes, man. You know what I mean? So you got to have a reason that continues to motivate you versus having something like oh, I just want to get in shape for a wedding or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get in shape for a temporary thing, because that temporary thing and go. It'll be here today and then go on tomorrow, and then what you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, you stuck. So think about that. And then lastly, let's leave off on this note. I want to say that the best bodies are consistent at doing what works. So when you find what works for yourself, again, and I like to reiterate this, I make a lot of videos, and I've been realizing now that if I want to get my point across, I got to say the same thing a lot. But when you find exercises that work for you, if you find exercises that get you sore, keep doing them, because it's very rare that you can find stuff that gets you sore. Like it's scarce. It's like finding a jewel, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think people really understand that. Like we go back years and years and be like, man, I had a great body when I was doing these things. Well, go back to doing those things. Like, don't try to reinvent the wheel, because that stuff worked for you then. It might work for you now, And so keep that in your pocket and use it as your staple. You know what I'm saying? Like, on a personal note, I've decided now that I'm going to get back into doing a full day of just calisthenics in addition to my workouts in a week. I'm gonna do all push-ups, like 100 push-ups, 100 pull-ups, 100 dips. And I don't know if I'm going to warm up with that every day, or if I'm going to make that be just a one time a week. I do that in addition to my other chest day and stuff in the gym. But I know for me, back in the day when I was my best looking, when I was my roundest, I was doing a lot of push-ups. And push-ups just keep me round, and people were like, man, how are you so big? You look at some of my old videos, and right before I filmed it, I was on the ground, cranking them out, just so that when I got in the video, I look nasty. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, I want to walk around with that look more often. And so because of that, I know I got to go back into my old repository and say, okay, what exercises was I push-ups? And so, I got to get back into that. I already do pull-ups, but those push-ups and those dips, those are two things that I've been not doing and neglecting that I need to do more of, And so when you find those things, don't run from them, just appreciate them, because that's a gift to you. That's a gift. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was cool. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel. It is growing. And don't forget to get your ebooks, download your ebooks, Guide to Natural Bodybuilding. I've been seeing a lot more people get the Guide to Natural Bodybuilding, and also How to Lose Weight and Keep It Off. As well as don't forget to get your containers. I have 3 more containers left, 3 more units left. So click the link in the description and you can see my Kelly Brown Naturals containers and the glass meal prep containers with the bamboo lids and the dividers in them. I got 3 more units left. They're gonna be sold out in a couple days. So I hope everybody liked this, and I hope you learned something. And again, if you learned something, share it with somebody so that they can, take this and be able to use it, or maybe take something out of this and be able to okay, I can at least apply that part, So anyway, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.